Okay, we're about to start getting this scooter back together and cleaned up. I wanted to drain though this line that catches the oil, I guess, from the top of the head. I believe that's how it works. Pop this off. Get all that junk out. I noticed a little oil up at the top where this tube goes, that little canister, so I wanted to at least clean it out. Get all that stuff out, might as well. Alright, let me plug this thing back up, then we'll bring it outside and try to clean it up a little bit here. Okay, next on the list, we're going to go outside and clean this thing up. It hasn't been washed in years. Lots of scuff scratches. So we're going to clean this up a little bit and see how it comes out, because it's pretty nasty right now. So, engine area is pretty decent. I might hit that up a little bit more, but let's get to it and see how it turns out. Try to get one more before video here. See how dirty and grimy this whole thing is. Bunch of scuffs everywhere. Well, we're going to try to get most of those out. This might be the hardest thing to get clean. Well, we're going to work on it. One thing I like to use for scuffs on plastic is like a little magic eraser. Make sure it's wet. It's essentially like a 3,000 to 5,000 grit sandpaper, but usually on these little scuffs, it does awesome. Let's see, I already wetted it here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it takes it right off. And we're gonna polish this also. Yeah, that looks way, way better. There's a decent one right there. Some right here. And we'll just keep going around. These are some pretty nasty ones here. Let's see if we can get rid of that here. Turn that handlebar, put some pressure on it. And pretty much got all those out. Some more really stuck on crap right here. So we're just gonna keep going around the bike, hit all these spots up, then I'll see how it turns out. So we got the scooter all put back together. I used the magic eraser and washed it up. Came out pretty good. We're going to polish it still. There is some nicks and stuff, but you know, it's 20 years old, so what do you expect? I'm going to try, it's got a little bit better, but I'm going to try to wet sand this. And then after that, we're going to get it all polished up. Clean all the trim up. So it's getting there, looking good. I did order some Shasta white paint, so I'm going to be popping these off and repainting these because there's really no saving those. Small little ding right there, but I think when we prime and paint it, it's going to turn out really nice. I also bought some NOS covers for these. They won't be here for a couple weeks. But let me get to wet sanding this little windscreen, and then we'll get to polishing. So I'm going to start with some 1000 grit. There's really not too many scratches. I want to see if it'll even do anything. I might have to lower the grit a little bit. Let's try 1000 first and see how it goes. Come on. I'm not sure if this is coated or not. It may be, but whatever. Can't make it look shit too much worse. Yeah, it's like a nasty, like yellowish thick film on it. I don't know what the hell got on this. Hard to say. Nice, smooth it out nice. Probably should have done this before I washed it off. We're going to have to wash it again. Take a look while we're looking here. All right. Yeah, it's coming along. Really don't need to do too much more with 1,000. Do one more pass over the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to continue this. I'll do the 1,000 a little bit longer. Then probably bump it up to 1,500 all the way to 2,500 or 3,000. Then we will try to polish and see how it comes out. All right, so we did 1,000 grit all the way up to 3,000 grit. It's not too bad. It's got a nice even finish all around. I'm going to be going with a pretty light cutting pad and some not too aggressive polish. It's just a regular automotive polish. It's Menzerna, whatever. Let's see. I don't want to go too aggressive with it first because I don't know how it's going to react to plastic. So let's see what this thing will turn out here. You know what? Kick this over the side a little bit. Grab a microfiber. All right. Yeah, that is a lot better than before. It almost looks new. Coming up pretty good. I'm going to do one more pass over it, get rid of those little fine micro scratches, but that looks a hell of a lot better. Let me finish this up, then we'll get to polishing the rest of the bike. Well, unfortunately, my rotor or my orbital polisher, the pad came apart, or the backing plate, so I had to bust out the wool pad with some light compound. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. So we're going to use the wool pad for the rest of this, and let's see how it turns out. So I think the rotary with the wool pads is ticket. I did it about 1,500 RPM with a pretty light cutting compound, but it came out very nice. So we're going to do that for the rest of the bike. And there's still a couple nicks there, but man, that shine is great. So let me hit up the headset, the side panels, then we'll start working on the trim pieces. Okay, spread this all around here. We're just going to go over it all. So these are kind of tricky with this big ass rotary, but we'll make it work. You know, that's just the cheapy Harbor Freight foam pad. Nothing crazy. And I've used that pad for a while on my boat. Some deep scratches on the cars. For the price, that little foam pad does really, really good job. All right. Let's check this out here. That thing almost looks new, minus those little scratches. When I get the paint, I'll touch those up. So yeah, coming out really good. We'll finish up the sides and I'll update you after that. Bike is all polished up. Came out really good. I still need to do all the black trim. It's looking pretty bad. I'm going to use some Adams VRT. This is the newer stuff, the graphene. I haven't used it too much, but it works pretty damn good. But yeah, it came out really good. Did the tail lights, did the gauge cluster. So we're going to use this trim protectant on it, and then we are going to be finished up. A little too much. I'm going to let this soak in. This is already looking a lot better. It's probably been 15 years since this has any type of clean or protectant on it, so. Yeah, this stuff is soaking this up. Let that sit a little bit, wipe it off. It already looks a lot better. Let me hit up the rest of this trim, then we'll do an update when I'm done. Well, we got everything all polished up and all the trim all nice and looking good. This bike came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Like I said, a few nicks, scrapes here and there, but overall, really nice. Wheels look so much better with the new tires. New seat cover. Everything's running good on this thing. Everything works. Everything's 100% original. Well, except for the auto choke. The only issue that I'm still having is it does have some hard starts. So I'm going to be on the lookout for OEM auto choke and eventually swap that over and hope that remedies it. If not, worst case, I'll just buy a new old stock carburetor. Total, I'm into this bike. Well, I bought it for 200 bucks. So far, I put about 150 bucks in it, plus the other NOS parts got coming in. So total, I think we're at about maybe 450, 500, which really isn't a bad deal at all. So it's a pretty cool little scooter. I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. Everything came out really, really nice. So, like I said, all I got to do is wait for my paint to come in. I'll paint these side panels right here and replace those little trim pieces on the passenger foot pegs. And I'm also on the lookout for a new belt. I don't know if it really needs it or not, but they are extremely hard to find. I can't find any OEM belts or even a Gates belt for that matter. But I'll probably make one more video when I get all the rest of the stuff painted. And other than that, though, that's all we got for this one. Hopefully it can help someone in the future. I'm obviously not a professional mechanic by any means, but maybe someone can watch this and take something from it. Thanks.